Hi, I'm Jon from DAD Audio. I am going to run through for you how we are going to install and control all the software needed for the DAD product line. Really simple to do. A couple of pitfalls, a couple of things we just have to make sure that we say yes in the right places. This is for Mac. There was going to be another one for Windows, which we're going to link to right here. But let's get started. So essentially what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have an account with us on the digitalaudiosupport.com. You will log in. Make yourself an account, log in when you do it over here. When you're done with that, go to the download center, get these three first items. There's going to be the latest DADman control software. There's going to be the Thunderbolt audio products if you want to use our products with Thunderbolt, and who wouldn't. And then there will be a firmware. Now, normally we wouldn't really say, go get the firmware, update the firmware, but it just so happens that, as you can see here, we've come with a couple of quite important firmwares here in May of 2025. So we want to make sure that you install those after. I will show you how to do that when you get there, so stay tuned for that. All right, when you have all those downloaded, you will be able to pretty simply start with the DADman Mac install. In this case, we're in 5.8.1.6, which is the latest one. Really simple. Open up, do nothing, put in your very super secret password. That's it. That's the whole thing for DADman. When you're done installing the DADman application, if you have an empty screen like I have right now, do not panic. Go to your settings and your device list. Look at all of these fine products that we have here. You will just need to go in and connect by clicking this little connect thing, and your device should come up as such. Now, if you want to install the Thunderbolt driver now, there is a couple of little things that you have to look out for. It varies a little bit from different versions of the Mac OS software, but essentially what you'll do is this. You'll install the Thunderbolt driver, continue, put in your super secret password. It's going to run a packet script. Now, this is where you might trip. If you just look at this and go, oh yeah, okay, everything's fine, you are going to be in trouble. You will not want to do this. What you want to do here is read this thing on the left, say, open the system settings. It's going to come down here, and you're going to, depending on your OS, you're going to get a version of this saying, I want to make sure that this is enabled. It's going to ask you for your password again. This is one of Apple's new security things. When this is now done, you can click that out. You will now see that you have this done here, and it's going to ask you to restart because you've installed a new driver. This is the thing to look out for. If you just press OK, it will not work. You're going to have something down here in your privacy and security settings. You're going to have something down here at the bottom saying, do you want to allow this? Do you want to allow this? And you will not get access on Thunderbolt to our products. You'll still see them over IP, so connect them to the network, but you're not going to get any Thunderbolt. This is an important thing to do. So we're going to restart. So now we are back through the magic of editing. I have now installed both the DADman Mac application, and I've installed the Thunderbolt driver. The way that you check that everything has happened the way you want it to happen is that you go and find your DAD driver setup. You click that on, you make sure obviously that your machine is connected. Now, if you have installed everything correctly, you are now going to see your machine here. In my case, it's seeing the Core 256, which is connected by Thunderbolt to the computer I'm on now. It will show you the sample rate and the amount of channels. Now, the sample rate is just what you've set in your DADman. That can be changed somewhere else. You don't have to do it here. However, if you do want to change the amount of channels available to you on the machine, you'll do it here. This is only to make sure that if you have a machine that's less spec than one of the modern ones, you can sort of throttle the machine, our products, to have 16, 64, 128 channels, which is going to be a little bit less taxing for your system. We will obviously leave it at 256. We have a silicon, even just an M1, absolutely fine to do it with 256. So that's what we're going to do here. Now that you've tested the Thunderbolt connection with the DAD driver setup, you'll see it here. You can close that out. You don't have to see that again at any point. We will now open DADman. You will see this particular machine, which is what I have connected. There's an AX Center here. There is my Core 256. So there's two different machines. This will come up like that because those are the things that I've done in a previous session. In your case, it may only come up and show, let's say, you might only come up and show this machine, which is the one that you have connected to your system and the one that you are trying to set up. And in my Core 256 example here, it doesn't have any analog in and out, so you won't see that at the top. But you're going to see, in my case, the routing presets that I've pre-made. You're going to see the matrix for routing, and you're going to see the configuration page. I'm going to show you here. We're going to go through the how to use DADman in another video, but this is just the installation. I'm going to go and show you a thing that actually has some inputs and outputs. So let me show you my AX Center, which you'll see here. So when I choose to show my AX Center, we'll see a massive monitor profile, which I've done. But this is essentially the inputs and outputs. They will show up at the top. These will be instrument inputs. They could be microphones, depending on what you've connected to our machines. This will show up. All of this will show up automatically, right? You have now installed the DADman software, the Thunderbolt driver, on this machine. Now, if you want to do a firmware update, and in some cases you're going to have to, a lot of our new wonderful features require firmware update. Hey, Jon from the future here. How do you know it's Jon from the future? Look at the hair. Now, before you do any firmware updates, I just have to remind you to save your session first, because the firmware update will clear the memory of our Thunderbolt products. It's really simple. Go into your files. You can either save, or you could do a save as if you wanted to have a pre and post firmware. And that is it. And as soon as you've done the firmware, everything's back, you can go back to updating the firmware and getting all of the new fantastic functionality that we got for you. That's it. Back to the old me. So you'll go to the device list. A lot of things are hiding behind right click in this. So you right click here, you'll see a bunch of different things. In this, there is a firmware update. You click that one. You're going to stand here and think that it's going to get it automatically. It will not. You go look for it in the files. In my case, I put it in my installation. Here you will see the latest firmware. When you open that up, it's going to give you some sort of a dialogue saying you want to do this. Now I already have this installed, so it's going to say to me, "Are you sure you want to do this again?" I'm going to say no. You're going to say yes. If you're not getting the message that this is the same one that's already on there, if it is, leave it alone. If not, you can go ahead and do a firmware upgrade. It's going to take about 2 to 3 minutes, and the machine will restart afterwards. And when that is done, you will have a wonderful system set up on Thunderbolt, ready to go with the DADman software in the latest versions. All right, that was it for today. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you in another video.